Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark.
Good morning, Vicky. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the My Tarot morning reflection, our daily inventory, or as I like to say, where the universe holds up a mirror and asks us, what do we see? And we use the tarot as our reflection. And our chance to take a breath. So, last night was fun. I did my Tarot Tuesday. So, actually, it was just nice to sit there and ramble on about the tarot for no particular reason for an hour. What I need to do, though, is I need to figure out how to do the Zoom thing. I'm going to talk to Jenna and see if I can figure out how to do this. Because I would really prefer it if I could just talk to people. That would be fun. Take questions. All that wonderful stuff. So, but this morning here we are, again, listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. Which reminds us to breathe, put our feet flat on the floor, or butt comfortable wherever we happen to be, and our shoulders relaxed, neck relaxed. So I'm hoping that, I presume the weather's going to be fine this evening, so I can go do my live readings tonight at Soul Aura, because that'll be nice. So, this is our chance to check in with the universe, see if we have any angers or resentments or any tips or trips. It's really early. I did not get to bed until late last night. But if the universe has any tips or tricks in case we do have any angers or resentments, when we meditate, it's our chance to check in, and if there is something that would trigger us or there's any anxieties, it's good to look at it now before we just let it compound later on. So, the breath. Okay. Good morning, Angelina. Vicky, I feel like we're probably colder than Canada is right now. So, here is our 3 stacks. Each one a different thread going out to the universe. Each one's a different thought or idea. And if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path, because this conversation will lead down one path. This stack here is a totally different path, and the cards in this one will lead us into a totally different conversation. So today, let's take the bottom stack, or as I like to put it, things that might be underneath that could be influencing us, and we don't even know what that might be. I just noticed 15C. So if I transfigurate the power resonator, add 3 plus 7, I still can't figure out what 15C is. I'll get my my little app out that tells me the Celsius and Fahrenheit. So I'm going to do our 3 and 1. I know that's cold. We're 28 right now. It's not super bad. So here's our 3 and 1. And I'm going to flip each card over one at a time, like they're the pages of a book. Good morning, Maureen. Oh, that's cold. 5 Fahrenheit. So, well, look at this. It is starting the morning out with death. So, that is not necessarily a bad thing at all, regardless of what Hollywood wants us to think. Because death is actually just the transition card, right? It's about moving from one thing to another, and sometimes we don't want to transition. We don't want to move on, whether it's, you know, fear, anxiety, or sometimes we're glad for the next transition because he's looking at the next card. So let's see where this story takes us. What takes us to the King of Wands. So this is about moving from one phase to another phase. And the King of Wands, kings are about taking control, getting things done. And being a court card, as I always say, could be somebody else, could be us, just part of the situation. And wands are fire and energy. So this is transitioning into a mode of getting things done. And if this is another person, this is about realizing that maybe we need to seek out help. But they're both looking at this card very intently. Look at that. I know, Vicky, there are no coincidences, right? They're going to the Seven of Swords. So, swords are thoughts, swords are ideas, swords are sometimes our anxieties. And when we become the king, or when we have something that we need to get done, sometimes we take that stress on. So things do change. Sometimes we don't want them to change. Jobs change, you know, homes, relationships, things like that. And sometimes, you know, we do what we have to do. You know, the king will take on all the responsibilities. The king will take up the challenge, you know, and being the King of Wands, that is a lot of fire and energy. You know, and I mean, we're all fallible. And so sometimes we take so much on because the change, whatever's changing in our lives, can cause a lot of stress. Makes us be, you know, sometimes we wake up and we realize we have to pay bills, we have to do this, we have to do all the adulting. And we go at it with all the fire and energy that says, I'm going to get this done. But then all the stress that goes with it. So sevens are about potential and drive and ambition. Swords, thoughts, ideas, and our anxieties. When I see the Seven of Swords, it's when things start weighing us down, and I'll often ask somebody, have you ever done something that you're like, oh, why did I do that? Or what was I thinking? Well, that's the analogy I use for the seven, because it's one of those things where sometimes when we have to take on our whatever task it is and we jump into it, sometimes it does weigh on us, and we might do things that are shortcuts or get angry at people, because that's a lot of fire and energy. We would maybe lash out. So this is kind of like one of those things where transition might be thrust upon us. Things might be coming up. Things might have happened. And so maybe we take on some of that anxiety and stress that goes with it. Or it just might be the general climate in the country with all that stress and things like this. I mean, this could be just about anybody. Or it could be ourselves. But ultimately, it's the Seven of Swords that we have to deal with, and the anxiety that it gives us. And we want things to move in a particular direction, and but it's hard to think sometimes. And the advice card is about taking a step back. So here we have the Six of Swords. And 6 is about harmony and improvement, things getting better. See that? And it's almost like this is a boat, and we're finally able to take that mental break. And here we are with the flower in here. It looks like they're just kind of resting, whether they're resting in a pond or whether this is a boat. And the flower is actually able to just kind of like rest until somebody throws an extra sword in and we become the 7 of Swords. And that's much harsher. Right down to see how there's no red here. This is actually a fairly calming kind of card. So this is a reminder that we need to take a step back. You know, we need to find that, that's just a meditative pose right there. Imagine if you're actually sitting cross-legged right there and you got your arms, you're doing your arms, you know. Today, it's about reminding ourselves to just take a step back. As we start feeling that anxiety, if we pick up the newspaper, we feel that anxiety. If we're going to work, we have to get things done and we feel that anxiety. This is absolutely about taking a step back. Taking a breath and then moving forward so that the 7 of Swords is not dictating how we react, what we say. Because that extra sword in there, that 7 of Swords, will dictate how we act, what we say, and how we behave. The 6 of Swords can dictate how we react, what we say, and how we behave. But doesn't that look much more calming? So today is about taking that step back. And with that, I hope everybody has that amazing day. And if you start feeling that stress, just think about that 6 of Swords and how calming that flower is. And really, I never thought about it, but it's almost like the lotus pose in yoga. If you put a lameskate underneath this flower, that would totally be like sitting there cross-legged, relaxed. So with that, everybody, thanks again. Take care, and I will see everybody tomorrow.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. The stories we have found, in the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light, readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears, written in gold. Truth appears as stories unfold. Flip the cards, turn around. The stories we have found, in the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. guiding light, readers and seekers in the night, hopes and fears written in gold, truth appears, a story